Hello folks, in this video I'm going to talk about my Gogogate2 garage door opener. Installation is pretty straightforward. You just follow the guides, the wiring, it's not complicated. This is the door 1, and it just basically wires into the existing buttons that you have, so this will work for any garage door opener. And door 2 wires in there, and then door 3 is actually a third door that you can wire in as well. It does have the capability to know whether the door is open or closed. It is Wi-Fi. This is actually based on a Raspberry Pi 1. I opened it up and it's exactly what's inside. It's a Raspberry Pi 1. There is an SD card in the back here, and the Bluetooth module, the Wi-Fi module rather, up here that plugs into the Bluetooth port, the USB port rather. And as you know, Raspberry Pi 1 does not have built-in support for Wi-Fi. I heard they're redesigning this. There is a video on YouTube about it from them, from the manufacturer themselves. I bought it only because, even knowing that, I bought it because the price is right. I paid $120 without the sensors, and I'll explain why I didn't buy the sensors. It's reasonable. It does have an audible alarm as well as a visual alarm that flashes a couple of seconds before the door actually opens or closes. And so installation is pretty straightforward. You just wire it into each of the garage buttons, and then you wire your sensors. If you do not wire any sensors, it doesn't know that the door is closed, and so you can open it, but you can't close it. This works very well with Alexa. There is no not native Alexa app, but there is an IFT. It does plug into IFT, and so you can do whatever you want in terms of geofencing, other triggers that can open or close your garage doors. So the sensors. So as you can see, again, the installation is pretty straightforward. Ugly wires, but they're okay. The sensors, the reason why I did not buy any of the ones that they recommend is because of two reasons. The one, they have a wireless one, and the wireless one uses batteries, and my pain in the butt that I've been trying to eliminate was the need to replace batteries in the remotes and so on and so forth. So I didn't want to have another battery, even though they say it lasts, I think, a year and a half or 2 years or whatever. Again, just didn't want to deal with it. The wireless sensor is nice because it also offers temperature, and besides the position, as well as the battery life of the sensor itself. And it displays that on the app. However, again, the temperature sensor, I heard it's not that accurate, and besides, when you stick that on your garage door, there's obviously interference from the outside temperature itself that the garage door can feel on the other side. So I didn't think it was going to be that accurate anyways. Nice add-on, but not necessary. As the brochure says, you can plug this into a video camera, an IP cam, and there is a subscription, $30 for 3 years, so basically $10 a year. Hopefully they'll stay in business enough to support this long term. I don't have that at the moment. Be nice to have, but I really hate paying recurring costs for the things that I do. So that's the one, the thing that stops me. So again, back to the sensors. So that's the wireless one. The other sensor what they offer is a magnetic reed switch, which is basically just a magnetic switch normally open. So when the magnets are apart, the switch is open, and when the magnets are close together, the switch is closed. They charge, with the first one, you can bundle it in, it's a little less, but then the second one is $35. And yes, it comes with the wiring, 50 feet of wiring, but it's just excessive. And at the end of the day, all this thing needs is just a switch. So I happen to have these little push button switches, okay, that are normally open, and when it's pushed, it's closed, which is exactly what that guy needs. So that's what I wired in. So you'll see my wire goes around, ugly of course, but it goes up to each door, and basically I just mounted it on a bracket, okay, and it just sits there. As you can see, I paid 95 cents for these things. X-Men variety store, junk store that I found somewhere in Minnesota. Anyways, that's it really. And then on the door itself, I have a bracket. As you can see, this one is pretty ugly because of the fact that I had to move the sensor way up so that it would not hit the door when the door was closing, because this door actually closes pretty flush with the frame of the house itself, with the door frame. On this door instead, again, the wire goes here. This switch is sitting on the same bracket, just a piece of scrap metal zip tied in, and again sits right there as well. This one could be located lower to the door frame, and so the bracket is actually looks a little nicer. Again, these are all scrap brackets that I had laying around, so it cost me 97 cents for each switch, and then nothing else. The wire, 100 feet of thermostat wire, is $15 at Home Depot. So at the end of the day, it definitely beats the $35 they charge per sensor. All right, so that's it. So now you can again set it up with IFTTT. Obviously there is an app that you can set this up with, or you can set it up with IFTTT. So Alexa, trigger close Audi door. I screwed it up. Let's see if it works. And there it goes. You have to wait until the it hits the switch, and then the app will change status, and there it is. Obviously the magnetic switches are definitely the way to go if you had this sitting outside, which is for a gate application, or if you had a roll-up door, perhaps that wouldn't be possible. But for these doors, this works very well. It's indoors, so it doesn't matter. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this and it provided some information for you, and have fun. One more item of feedback is regarding the app. Functionally, it works. It's, I guess, decently straightforward to set up initially, and then each user. The one thing that I definitely don't like is the fact that the fonts are very small, the fields are very small, the buttons are very small. So I wish that they redesigned it to just so that those items make more sense. Also, there is a button to actually turn on these lights manually. However, that button is buried under the admin account and settings. So you have to open the app, log in as an admin, and then go into the settings, and then go into the light, and then turn it on and off. There might be some value in having that button available outside on the main screen, where you can actually open and close the garage doors, and perhaps have it available for every user, and perhaps even make it optional, just like the camera is optional. The access to the camera is optional for each user when you set them up. Also, the app has two buttons on the bottom. It has a button in the center that you can always click to get back to the kind of the main screen that allows you to open and close the doors. But then it has two icons on each side. I forgot exactly what they're called, but one of them is, I believe, setup, users, and the other one is settings. Those buttons don't need to be there. There should be. The app should be more like all the other normal apps that have the little hamburger up on the top icon that allow you to go into your accounts and settings and things like that. So the app design is probably my biggest feedback item right now that I wished was redesigned. And again, hopefully when they come out with the new version of this gadget, they will not stop supporting the existing app, and they will continue to enhance it. Okay, thank you.